Yeah, big welcome to you, my dear Pisces. And of course, a big welcome to all the other zodiac signs that felt like looking into this reading, or they felt like they needed a little help or a little guidance for the day, right? Just for the day. It's not set in stone what we look at here, and it's not predicting the future. It is more likely to give us a spiritual guidance, a guidance that makes us wanting to become a better person. And I think that's why I like doing these readings, because I really feel through each reading, I do German readings as well. So yesterday, the moon that is in your sign, my dear Pisces, already yesterday was in your sign. And so I did yesterday the German reading, and today I do the English reading. And it's very interesting. I really see so many signs, so many messages, and it's really a privilege to be able to do this. And so I can literally post it and just give it for free. The sun has moved into Aries, and of course in 2 days we have Aries new moon. And Aries is the head. Aries is the willingness to conquer through your head, through an action, the world, to be the king of kings. An emperor is the highest title. And so this regal energy is highlighting you. And the moon in the moon, deep down we can look where we come from, where we're going to evolve further into, beyond these two towers, beyond structures that we have built, and now we can break through them. The yoga position that I gave the emperor is, of course, meditation. Meditation in this wheel of samsara, in this wheel that we keep coming, so that we can learn from all the mistakes that we have done and incorporate them and realize that black and white need each other to create contrast. So we have the 4 directions, and we have within that seeing eye, the third eye, that I see all of these energies. I kept using the bee because the Queen of Wands is connected to Aries. And the bee, the queen bee, has a very powerful structure, and that's how the old cards showing us how we can understand from nature how they naturally don't question someone that is simply there for the others, not using them. For you, my dear Pisces, I used, of course, fish pose. And for the wolf and the dog, I used downward facing dog, that is the wolf, and upward facing dog. And upward facing dog is looking into the future, is looking up to the evolution of how the jumping fish is connecting us to a deep subconscious level, and it's connecting us to the understanding that also the wolf is seeing somehow, he's seeing in this dimension his possibilities, but he's seeing also how the dog is looking out now, out of these 2 towers right here, to understand the cycle. So there's a cycle happening here within this picture. Together we have a cardinal, And of course, we have mutable sign. And the Aries is action. And Pisces is the divine love, or is the existence. In the court cards, you are the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups, the birthday here is between February 8th and March 11th. If you have your birthday in between there, then this is your court card. Please look in the description below for the other dates. And you truly walk the love. You are the warrior of love. And usually we say we walk the talk, and I like to say with you, you walk the love. And you searching for that holy grail. Now, I started to paint the court cards, and I also have Warrior 1 for you. And I wanted you to see how I interpreted this energy. It's winter time, and you on your fingertips have the full moon, the moon in general as that energy that is highlighting you, the subconscious, the river that's searching, and you seeing for the first time actually the yoga position, Warrior 1, the warrior of love. So from this card, this is kind of the central card. This didn't come up, so I wanted to see what comes from the Rider-Waite, and what came out from the Rider-Waite deck is the Hermit, number 9. And the Hermit is standing here behind you, and it's almost like you took this energy on because the Hermit is opposite of you, and that's a beautiful sign. It's letting me know that you have understood the bigger picture. You have understood that when you understand something opposite of you, you really truly understand life. And you did hold the light, or you are holding the light for those who come the same path, right? We all come the same path forward. And so here he stands, and from the Handel Tarot, we have the Ace of Wands coming out. And the Ace of Wands is the wand here in his hand and the light in the other one. And you can see that he is connected with this fire, with this masculinity. Both elements are masculine. So he finds a union. They actually talk about a sexual union, like a tantric awareness, because he's alone. He has no partner. He is a hermit, is outside in nature, and he doesn't even want to be part of a tribe. He is standing all by himself here. And the wand in itself is speaking about that element of excitement and fire, the element of the Emperor, this empirical connection. Then I looked back further into Aleister Crowley, and there comes the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords are a deception of fighting mentally, fighting in such a way that you felt, I'm gonna put you down for a minute because I cannot hold too many cards, fighting about something that is not clear yet within you, and a feeling of, I need to put someone else down so that I can be right? This is what's speaking here. And then I went into the medicine woman, came the 10 of Swords, and I'm going to read it in a minute forward, but I'm going backwards. So then it got even worse. And beautifully enough, also the 6 of Swords came up in the native Indian tarot. So reading this forward, you realized here, maybe in the month where the sun was in Aquarius, because this is Mercury in Aquarius and this is Sun in Gemini, you realized you got to change your direction. You realized that you got to overcome the 10, and it's almost like you really, with the 16 thoughts and then another 5, it's 21 thoughts. I mean, they're right here, 21 thoughts. Too much thinking, too much worrying, too much not being clear. And it's almost like Aries month was bringing you all of a sudden a clarity. All of a sudden, I don't want this. I don't want to be worried like this anymore. I don't want to be in an illusion. I don't want to be constantly thinking that something terrible is happening. And so the wand came down, the action of this cardinal sign saying, stop, take action, because the only way that we stop thinking is when we start doing. When we go outside, when we go for a walk, when we cook, when we do sport, when we do dive into the water, whatever it is. And you did, and that brought you within, that brought you realizing, I do not want these kind of thoughts anymore. These 21 thoughts, this is the number 3 in the end. And the 3 is the Empress, the female connection to the Emperor. So here you are, right? So now when you look at these 2 cards, knowing what's behind, and I'm gonna look also at your last reading saying, filled with love, you're arriving at your deepest place to plant your next seed. And true love is divine and at the heart of your life. And that's true. True love is at the heart of your journey. True love is how you can walk away from 21 worrying thoughts, right? Moving forward. So then into the future comes the Creativity Oracle. And I've never seen these cards, and new cards are starting to appear. And it says direction. Switch gears, reboot, and try a new and different direction. The number 39, the number 12, and again, number 3. So you do go forward, and something from the future is coming towards you and speaking to you and saying, I just want to let you know that you got to reboot, you've got to reconnect, you've got to try a different direction that you used to do, right? And it's interesting because she's holding her right arm up to her head. It's almost like she's logically trying to understand this message. And then comes the 6 of inspiration. And look at the hand, look at the arm, but it's the other arm, and you've done everything in a logical way and are invited, because you holding your cup in the right hand, and it's time to go into the left. It's time to go into your intuition. It's time to understand it. This intuition is guiding you. And look at that. She is holding her head, and you changed the direction. You are changing the direction. You are not from a typical right-sided brain functioning, looking back at the things that didn't work. You are now going from a left side intuitive, looking forward what it is that you want. And it's the left hand that is holding the wand, and it's the right that is holding the light. So you were here with the light, but here now you are with the action, with the wand. The light is beautiful, but you need to do something. Otherwise, life is not really action, right? So, and you do have the godly inspiration, the godly understanding, I mean the higher consciousness understanding from the Ace of Wands coming to you, and now you are looking forward and you are excited to change direction. Then came out of the animal spirit the whale and the rabbit. One is water and the other one is earth. So let's have a look at the whale. And I know the whale is the last card. Desire to dive deeper, profound peace, ancient wisdom. When in balance, calm, steady, deeply compassionate. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost, and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. Profound, very profound. To see that you have reached that kind of level of completion. It's a completion. It's the last card in the water element, and the rabbit is afraid of everything, overwhelmed and frozen, but when in balance he's sensitive, he's a problem solver, and he's a good listener. So the rabbit is able to move forward because the whale is behind him, and he doesn't have to be afraid anymore. And now you're able to solve the problems. You're able to say, yeah, she is looking at the whale. She is looking at this creature. She is eye to eye, and she knows that with this power, she's able to move forward, even though you're a little afraid of what's ahead of you. And we all are sometimes afraid. But the more afraid you are, allow that fear to literally show you what imagination do you have that can create this fear, or what reality out there are you accepting to become yours. Because the more you think about how other people have accidents and misfortune and etc., the more you identify with that kind of energy, the more you go into this creature and say, you know what? I am huge. I'm crossing a huge ocean and I can do it. And so you don't have to be afraid anymore. You realize when there is a problem, for me the word problem doesn't exist anymore. There's just a situation. And to a situation there's always a solution. So you're moving forward into the rain, into fecundity. And I want to see what they say about this word. It's kind of interesting, fecundity. This is the elemental oracle. The conditions of greater prosperity are being met. Know that all will be well. Cleanse yourself of old, outdated views. You have everything you need to grow. Let yourself be cleansed. So, fecundation, fecundatio, Latin, fruitfulness. So, then, not being afraid anymore makes you realize there is something out there that is prospering. There is an energy that I can literally move forward, strengthened by the power of the whale. And the whale looking into the past, the whale looking at the Six of Inspiration and looking at changing your direction. And then you're moving forward and you know that nature gives us everything. Can take away everything, but gives us usually everything. And then came, I mean, this is really crazy, the World. And the Fool. And knowing that you have, or that you understand this energy, that you understand that nature is there for us. Nature is not against us. It's us humans who create all these negativities. You overcome the 21 thoughts by the card number 21 by thinking that you have become aware of those 21 thoughts, that you are standing here holding the circle or the serpent of the world around you. You who has understood that this is a natural phenomena. This is not something man-made. The fertility of all things creates new possibilities, and you ending the worrying of those 21 thoughts, and you begin completely new, and you begin to change your direction. You let yourself fall into the symbol of all possibilities. And then came my home is my castle, number 39, another 12, another number 3. So you have a 3, 3, 3, and you have also a 3 through this card, right? 39, the 12, becoming the 3. So you have something with your power. You're learning to empower yourself. You're learning to see how big you are, how huge you are, how empowered you are by accepting the opposite, by looking deep into the subconscious, looking down, by being empowered through the Emperor, through the Sun, highlighting the Moon, even though it's getting less and less, because on Friday we have the new moon in Aries. So you are able to look into the other direction. You are able to let yourself fall and leave all the lives behind you and just hold on to this life and make this life the best life of your life. With all the information, with all the knowledge that you have gained here in your past lives, maybe you should do a past life regression. But this life is what's important right now. And it shows it's here in your left hand, because the left hand is what creates the new direction. And she is holding the castle in her right hand. So the inspiration comes from the intuition, but the actual doing comes from the right side, from the logical side. Right? That's what this is speaking about. The right side is saying change direction. And the right side is saying, okay, I change directions. It's almost like the arm is now down. You see that? It's really interesting. And you have 3 times, 2 times the arms up, and then you have the right arm saying, okay, I am just focusing on this life and I'm letting go of all of this behind me. And that is then creating the judgment, the realization, the calling to a higher spiritual life, to an awareness that brings you forward, that awakens you. And it's almost like you are awakening to a whole new possibility. You are changing the direction, really. You are on a path of a higher spiritual awareness. And this is why these readings are so beautiful, because these cards inspire you. You can pick one to meditate on the Aries new moon, and plant a seed. Plant a seed and let it drop, let it fall, let it arrive. Then comes the Queen of Swords. She's looking out there. She is the watery part of air, because she's an air sign. But as a queen, she is connected to water. So she's looking forward. She heard the call. She knows that she's going to move on, move towards the future. And then came the King of Pentacles. She sees him standing there on his horns. She's connecting with him. She's understanding, okay, the Taurus energy is coming after Aries, and she's connecting. She's already connecting in her head, in her mind, with this energy, and so are you, because you are using this awareness that she has, this mental awareness. She sees those 21 thoughts, right? She's the Queen of Swords. So you are taking that energy on, and you're taking the energy on of the King of Pentacles, which is a financial fertility that is coming towards you, understanding the earth is giving us everything, respecting the earth. And then comes the Four of Fire, which is Venus in Aries. Then you are celebrating being in this month where the sun is in Aries. You're celebrating, you are enjoying yourself, you are realizing now finally you've come to a place of enjoyment, a place of celebrating. The Four of Wands usually is a high time or a marriage. And yes, you have here a Libra and a Taurus. And that's it. You have a Libra and a Taurus here. So maybe these are people, or there's a relationship happening here with them. And nevertheless, the high time is with yourself. There's not a couple in here. There is just you enjoying yourself. And then comes the child. The number 7, seeing everything from this new beginning, seeing everything from this childlike perspective, being again open to life's infinite possibilities, right? Infinite wonder, infinite childlike happiness. And it's funny because they look the same, right? This is also a child. She's sitting there and she's enjoying herself. I'm just going to keep them together. The essence. The child knows the way to joy and happiness. The child offers the return of a second innocence, a time born of wisdom and not of naivete. This card allows you to correct your course and offers you a second chance. It brings you the possibility of redemption and entering heaven while on earth. The invitation. The child is here to release you from the habit of being yourself and to help you acquire a beginner's mind so that you can see life as if for the first time. Remain open to learning and discovery. Who is your spouse or partner today? Can you see them with fresh eyes? Who is looking back at you in the mirror this morning? Become a mystery unto yourself and reconnect with a sense of childlike wonder. That's it. So you took on this new direction. You said, okay, I don't want to go the usual path anymore. I don't want to have these 21 worrying thoughts. A clear Ace of Wand came down and spoke of that one action, which is go within, see and be clear, and then allow this new direction to move forward. Allow to go and speak with the most majestic animal there is, and then understand that the rabbit doesn't have to be afraid anymore, so he can be a good listener. He can go and eat all that grass that's growing, all that beautiful energy that he needs to go on the journey that he needs to go, right? He needs all this grass. And then you realize, okay, even the rabbit is not afraid anymore. And then comes the 21, the world, a cycle has ended of worrying too much. The 21 thoughts finish, and then came the new beginning, the cut. And in that cut, you realize, this is my new life. All the other lives I leave behind me. And then, of course, came the call, a big call. And in that call, you have the vision and you have the financial stability to now play around, to have fun, to enjoy yourself. And that's it. That's all there is. That sometimes we gotta enjoy ourselves. We gotta go out there and really play and be like a child again. Big eyes, like this. Wow. Great. So I hope I see you next. Taurus is here, and we will speak about how to stand here on these horns, how to stand with the money, powerful, strong, what to do with money, how to handle it, and keep keep the childlike wonder. Keep that energy. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.